Hey guys, welcome back to Super Platinum Achievement. I'm Mitch.
I'm Austin.
And today we're going to bring you a review of The Last of Us Part 2. Yeah, and remember, if you like these kind of videos, reviews, discussions, everything of that sort, make sure to subscribe, follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and look out for our future videos.
And that is all Super Platinum Achievement.
Super Platinum Achievement.
We make it super easy for you.
Yes. But yeah, so we're both done with this game now, and we thought we'd give you our thoughts on it. So first one we'll talk about is the visuals of this game.
Yes.
It is one of the most beautiful games we have ever seen, right up there with Uncharted 4, I'd say.
Yeah, it's absolutely stunning. It's kind of the end of the generation, and it's just seeing like what it still has left in its last dying breath. So and it's still pretty good.
Last of Us Dying Breath.
It's Last of Us Dying Breath, Part 2.
Part 2. Yeah, so 10 out of 10 for graphics and visuals. Audio, another fantastic achievement for them. It was really well designed. I had times where I thought something was going on in my own house because it was so well done. Everything was on point and just keyed in really well.
I did have a couple audio glitches in one fight. That was all it was, and it was, I threw a bomb in a big group of zombies, and then when it blew up, it just...
Not zombies.
Oh, sorry. Infected.
Yes. And that'll trigger some people.
Or demons.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the bomb would blow up, and I just kind of hear... And then the sound would, continue. So that happened 2 or 3 times in that battle, and I actually died, and then did it again, and the same thing happened. So I don't know if it's just that area, but that was my only audio glitch that I had. Other than that, like he said, just the surround and all the sounds you hear from... you don't know where.
Different weapons, the different things you pick up. It was really well done.
Yeah.
So yeah, we gave that one a 9 out of 10 just because we did have one issue of it. It can't be perfect if there are any issues.
Yeah.
The next one, which is one of the most important things in any video game, and that's gameplay. Now, the gameplay on this one didn't do a whole lot different from the original Last of Us. It took away some of the annoying mechanics that we talked about.
So, yeah, the worst one for me was, the shiv in the first game, was used to pretty much save your life if you got grabbed by a clicker, but then it also was used to unlock a door, and then it'd break after that. This game, yes, the gameplay is going to be better than the first one. They added new mechanics. I mean, you have,
polished it.
Yeah, so you can go in prone. There's more of a sneaking element to it more than the first game. They had, ability to climb ropes and whatnot, so... But it didn't revolutionize anything. It's stuff we've all seen in other games, so it's not,
Nothing that made us go, ooh, ah, but it did improve. So we gave that one an 8 out of 10, which is a fantastic score.
Yeah.
But for such a game that we had, great expectations for, it didn't have that moment in gameplay.
It just didn't, we sit there and go, wow, that was revolutionary or ingenious or something. It was like, yeah, I'm crawling through grass. I've seen that. Yeah, and then I think the next category we kind of did, we considered performance, but / polish.
Mm-hmm.
The game was extremely well polished. I don't think we're still playing on original PS4s. I had no performance drops, frame rate drops, lagging, or anything like that. The game played so smooth, and I was actually amazed at how well it played. Just with the size of game it was. I mean, it's one of those games, if you had the physical edition, had 2 discs like Red Dead did. So you have it, there's a lot to this game, and it actually played really, really well. So
the only issue that we both had, and it's not a performance issue, this is where we called it polish, because it was just an oversight on the developers and the people working on it. And that's when you're going to jump off of a ledge and your character doesn't realize, or the game doesn't realize that you're meaning to go off that ledge.
Yeah, it's like trying to prevent you from going off.
And you're trying to balance, and you're like, no, just go over. And you're like, oh no! And then you fall, and you're like, thank you. Yeah. But it does it so clumsily.
So it did that. I had a couple hair graphical glitches, like with the ponytail was kind of just jagging around. So other than that, it wasn't anything game breaking.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to experience something in every single game.
It wasn't a Bethesda game. I mean, we remember when Skyrim came out and how much of a mess that game was.
So we gave that one a 9 out of 10. Once again, was not 100% perfect, so it doesn't get a 10, but a 9 out of 10 is as good as you can get without being perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And then we come to the thing that just killed it
for us. I know this is... Well, there's a lot of mixed feelings online about, the game itself.
But the story is one of the most important things. Like gameplay, those are the two most important things in a game to us. And this is very opinion-based, but to us, the story with some of the things they tried to do, which they didn't really try to do, they did do it.
Yeah.
It didn't work for us.
I feel like a lot of the story for me was really forced or really predictable. You know, we were both worried, what was the motivation going to be, or if it was high enough to get you, Ellie, going to Seattle.
Be engaged, yeah.
To, like, what was the whole point of
Everybody
this?
knows it's a revenge tour. That's
Yes.
the whole trailer, is that she's out for revenge for something.
So
we don't know.
We didn't
what.
know if it was the stakes were high enough, and boy, they are high enough. I'm
Yes.
just going to say that right there. This game started way up here, and unfortunately just kind of fell on its face.
Yeah, after about 2/3 of the game, it just tanked.
Yeah, that's why I struggled to beat the game. Is you hit a certain point, and I literally could not play it. I got so bored.
So story, we weighed a lot more than all these other categories because it took us out of the game so much. So overall, once again, this is our spoiler-free part. We gave the game a 6 out of 10, which is a pretty poor rating for a game as big as The Last of Us Part 2.
Yes.
And it was because that story just didn't work for either of us. And once again, we didn't collaborate on this. That's a nice thing about having two of us doing this. It's not biased 100%.
Yeah, we literally
I played it, he played it.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
And he asked me, "What do you give it?" I'm like, 6. And he said,
I said, "That's my score."
That's my score. So,
and I wrote it down beforehand too.
So yeah, it's because I literally beat this game today. So we had no time to do notes. So it's kind of upsetting because I feel like a lot of the story beats just didn't end up mattering in the grand scheme of the game, and so you kind of honestly just start back, where you just kind of
you start off worse than you began.
Yeah.
And so now we'll say, because now we need to talk about it. Yeah. So we're going to say that is the end of our spoiler-free
6 out of 10 Last of Us Part 2.
6 out of 10. Very disappointing for us. If you're just one of those people that loves a pretty game and you want to look at it,
I mean, yeah,
it's fantastic.
Don't get me wrong. I had fun playing it. The gameplay, the shooting, there's really good organic moments that just happen in the game that are really well done. That just happened. I had
It's not a horrible game by any means. It's a disappointing game.
It's disappointing. I think
that's part of our score is because our bar was, because of the leaks and everything and everybody else reviewing it before us, our bar was set a little bit lower than it normally would have been. But it's a sequel to my second favorite game of all time. So my bar was pretty high, and it just didn't even get close to reaching it. So now we're going to have spoilers. So anybody who has not played the game, turn it off right now. If you continue watching, that's your fault. Don't blame us.
I don't need a comment. You guys ruined the game for me.
We are giving you plenty of time to turn it off.
Okay, we will even
as long as you still subscribe.
We'll even put a screen right here that says spoilers.
Spoiler.
Turn back now if you don't want to know.
Yeah. The Last of Us Part 2.
Joel died.
So Joel is dead.
Joel is dead.
And that was a fantastic choice. As hard as it is to say that.
I actually turned it off and texted him like, this game sucks.
Yes.
That's literally what I said when that happened.
And that's what our emotions feel, but at the same time, that is the motivation you need to make it a fantastic game.
Yeah.
After that happened, I was like, this game got real. I am pumped. I am wanting to get out there and go on this revenge tour.
Because the way the game made you think what was going to happen was the girlfriend or whatever that we saw from the trailers was going to get killed.
Right.
That's what they made you think was happening.
But she becomes your Ellie, as Ellie was to Joel in the first one.
And Joel gets killed. And, they did some misdirection in the trailers. They had scenes of Joel that were not in the game. It started out so strong, and it actually stayed pretty strong, I think, for about the first half of the game.
2/3 of it for me. And then you go, and I understand what they were trying to do. They were trying to mix it up with that gameplay part, but you go and you play as Abby, who is the one that kills Joel.
Yes.
And I couldn't enjoy it because you hate her so much. You are playing as a character who killed one of your favorite characters
Mhm.
in video games if you love them as much
Yeah,
as we do.
and her motivation was her dad was the Firefly doctor that was going to do the surgery on Ellie in the end of the first game that Joel kills.
Right. Which
So that-
you can like sympathize for that, but
Yeah.
at the same time, her dad and herself had no sympathy for killing this little girl.
Yeah.
They didn't even care. They didn't even want to tell Joel. They're like, oh, yep, you're doing the right thing. It's for the greater. They had no sympathy. So I didn't even like them still.
Yeah. You know, they're trying to give you sympathy, and it just didn't work for me.
Any.
It didn't work for me, and
Both of us did the exact same thing. A couple times in the game, as we're playing as Abby, I just stood there and was like, kill me.
Like,
I don't watch her die.
yeah. So for me, it was so hard because playing with Ellie is so much fun.
I had several times where it's like, all right, I'm going to just play this game until
And I think
I can get back to playing as Ellie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I am now 4 hours into playing as Abby, and I'm not back as Ellie.
And this is where this game falls, I think, compared to the first one, is the first one did such an incredible job with the characters they had and doing these amazing emotional scenes that are acted out together. And even this game between Ellie and Dina was done so well emotionally. You know, Ellie picks up the guitar and starts playing Take On Me of all songs.
Yeah.
And Dina just sits there and enjoys it. And it's such a powerful moment to me. And then you go to Abby, who literally just no personality. You play as Ellie, and you get to a certain point in the game, and then you go back in time and play as Abby up to that certain point where their paths cross. So you play to Ellie to when you finally cross paths with Abby, and that's when you go back with Abby, and then you play up to the point where you cross. And right then, I thought I was going to pop back to Ellie, but then you don't, and you actually end up fighting Ellie as Abby. And
which is horrible.
And
I wanted to lose.
That was the moment I literally stood up, and I'm like, kill me, because maybe this is the way the game ends, that Ellie actually kills Abby, and game's over, but no. And it was just like, I sat there like not wanting to press square, not wanting to do the stuff, 'cause I'm like, I don't want to beat up Ellie, who I've developed a connection with, playing with the first game and, you know, this game as well. I'm like, I'm not going to beat her up.
Yeah, but you have to.
It makes you do it, and it's just,
it's horrible.
Yeah, it really was bad, and I just did not.
Bad.
And I know what they're trying to go for, because the whole idea is there's no good guys. They're all
bad guys, and they're all bad because they're seeking revenge is what they're trying to do, and nothing good comes of revenge.
They walk away. Ellie seems happy with Dina on the farm. Tommy comes back. He's like, we found her in California. And she's like, I have to go.
And then it's like, oh, maybe they're going to redeem it now,
Yeah.
because Ellie's going to go back and finish what she started. You end up rescuing Abby.
Ellie's just like, I can't let you go. And then they start fighting in the middle of the ocean. You're choking her out. You're
drowning her.
And then you get some flashback of Joel. And then
It didn't make any sense.
Ellie got her fingers bitten off.
Ellie goes back home to Dina, and she's gone. She's moved out.
Yeah, and it's all the progression you made with characters, and like
Erased.
They build this whole relationship between Ellie and Dina throughout the entire game, and then literally in the last scene, it's gone.
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting there like, what was the point? I literally
the entire game.
I like sat down, and I think for about 5 hours today, drove it out, beat the game, and just sat there at the end like, I wasted my time.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You know, saving graces were the visuals, the gameplay, the performance, the people who actually made the game.
Yes.
The tech guys behind it. Fantastic job. But yeah, the game, all in all, huge disappointment.
Yeah, it just left a big sour taste in my mouth. And, you know, it took, 28 hours to beat it?
28 hours.
It took me 26. And honestly, the game was almost too long.
So that's our review of The Last of Us Part 2. Huge disappointment. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and the Twitters. And look out for our next videos. We are going to do more game reviews in the future. Hopefully one on Ghost of Tsushima is the next big game.
Might be our next
coming out.
one, so...
But that's an open world game, so we'll probably end up doing a review on that in 5 years.
Yes.
So...
yeah, because we'll see. Cause this, yeah.
So thanks for stopping by with another game review for Super Platinum Achievement, and we hope to see you in the future. Thanks, guys.
See ya.